I gave ChatGPT and Claude the exact same messy work email task. This is not about proving that one tool always wins. It is about learning how each one behaves when you need a useful, human-sounding email for real work. For work emails, the winning output is not the fanciest paragraph. It needs to be clear, it needs to sound like a person, and it needs one obvious next step. If it invents details or hides the real issue, it fails. The prompt matters more than the model. I used the same structure for both tools. Act as a calm account manager. Rewrite this client update. Keep it under 130 words. Be honest, professional, and end with one clear question. Before the real test, it helps to look at the bad prompt baseline. If you only write a client email, both tools have to guess the role, the relationship, the problem, the length, and the next step. That is how you get something polite but forgettable. I also tested subject lines, because work emails are not just the body text. ChatGPT was strong at practical options that were easy to scan. Claude tended to produce softer lines that felt a little more human. For subject lines, I would ask both and pick the clearest. The tone control test matters because real work emails are different. A note to a teammate is not the same as a note to a client. Both tools handled style changes, but ChatGPT felt more controllable, while Claude felt more natural when the tone needed warmth. Length control is where many AI emails fall apart. The email can be good, but too long. In this test, ChatGPT was easier to push under a strict limit. Claude often sounded smoother, but I had to ask it to tighten the reply again. The email I would actually send is a blend. I would keep ChatGPT's structure and Claude's warmer phrasing. That is a useful workflow. Ask for a direct version, ask for a warmer version, then combine the parts that fit your voice. The main thing I would cut from both tools is polite filler. Extra apologies, vague promises, and phrases you would never write can make the email weaker. Read the final version out loud. If it sounds strange, do not send it yet. In the first draft, ChatGPT leaned more structured and direct. Claude leaned warmer and more conversational. Both were usable, but neither was something I would send without reading it closely. ChatGPT's strength in this kind of task is control. It is easy to ask for shorter, more direct, more formal, or more casual. The risk is that it can drift into generic corporate language if you do not tell it what your normal voice sounds like. Claude's strength in this test was tone. It handled the softer parts of the email well, especially where the message needed tact. The trade-off is length. I often had to ask for a tighter version. When I asked for a more direct version, ChatGPT became very usable quickly. Claude still sounded a bit warmer, which can be good, but for a busy client update, I would trim it once more. When I asked for a warmer version, Claude had the edge in this specific test. ChatGPT improved, but it still needed a little more voice direction. This is why your final prompt should include examples of how you normally write. Before sending any AI-written work email, use 3 checks. First, does it sound like you? Second, is the ask clear? Third, did it invent anything? If it fails one of those checks, rewrite it. For ChatGPT, I would use it when I need structure and speed. It is strong for subject lines, concise updates, and turning messy notes into a readable first draft. Just make sure you remove phrases you would never say. For Claude, I would use it when the relationship matters or the email needs nuance. It can be strong for warmer rewrites and sensitive replies. My main instruction would be, keep it short and do not bury the ask. My verdict is not that one model always wins. For direct, structured work emails, I would start with ChatGPT. For warmer or more sensitive emails, I would start with Claude. But the bigger lesson is that context beats tool hopping. Copy this structure. Act as the role. Rewrite this email for the audience. Keep it under the length. Use this tone, and end with this clear ask. Then add what happened, what matters, what to avoid, and what you need back. The final workflow is simple. Draft with AI, compare a direct version and a warmer version, then review like a human. If the email does not sound like you, has no clear next step, or invents a detail, it is not ready.